Witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 532 of your Overseas Connection podcast. Today is June 23rd, 2019. I am one of your hosts today, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And we broadcast every Sunday, rain or shine, with the exception of, I think, Christmas. You can check in Sundays, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 p.m. Central Time. And if you're outside of those time zones, well, oh well. We are on twitch.tv /OC podcast. We are on mixer.com /OC podcast. You can even catch us occasionally on youtube.com. Come join us live. Be part of the chat. We love to hear from the community. We take in questions. We give feedback. We give sound advice. Let me tell you, this is advice you can follow to the grave. You will never regret it. Promise. Of course, if you don't catch us on the live show, we do put out an audio-only podcast, so you can download it, listen to it while you are out sweating in the outside air, doing a job. Maybe you're at the gym. Who knows? But you can catch us on a audio feed only if you so choose. All right. I'm not alone today. I thought for a second I might be, but I'm not alone today. Today I have Mr. Robin Tate.
Hey, hello. Good evening. It's me, it's Robin Tate. I am in Ballymena, I am in Northern Ireland, and I am at Bongo the Scene. And I didn't think I was going to be here either. And there's no guarantee that I may have to be able to stay here either. So, yeah, even though I'm spinning the decks, that makes you nervous, Greg, doesn't it? That's a surprise.
Yeah. Slight.
And we've become clear soon enough. But yeah, nice to be on the show. I'm glad to be on the show. It's one of those things where you get on and it's away from everything else. I can leave the worries of the world behind and concentrate on just having a bit of a chat and a catch up with my old buddies.
That I could not have put that any better myself. All right. And I suppose we should introduce our last host. This is a shocker, folks. Honestly, we had pretty much given up this person for dead, left at the roadside, never to be heard from again. But miraculously, apparently soccer season is over, and we are in between sports seasons for kids. So we have the one and only Mr. Gary DeFelice.
I'm back, baby. Yeah, you know what? If it wasn't for all this soccer, the Ginger wouldn't be on the broadcast. So, maybe it isn't so bad.
Yeah, true. Fair play.
But yeah, it's nice to be back. I thought I was back last week, and then last minute, was it Father's Day last weekend?
It was.
Yeah, so last minute things popped up, but I'm here now, and we have music.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
we do have special effects occasionally.
if this show goes off, if Robin's got to go, is it like a Tesla? Will it just drive by itself?
Well, see,
That's the problem. Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to press the button for dramatic sound effect, but it won't go. And I'm pressing random other ones, and so no dramatic sound effects here.
no dramatic sound effects. No, but that was entertaining. So I think the plan is, if Robin does have to leave right away, he does what I did a few months back, which was I had to bail before the actual end of the show, and I just left everything running.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's not going to happen. It'll be okay. Judith will be fine. So
We're going to make it. We're going to make it.
be fine. Nothing can go wrong, let me tell you. In fact, well, we'll get into that now. Let's dive into it, you guys. Let's talk about what happened this past week. I don't think we have any birthdays. I didn't really check in on new Twitch followers, Podbean followers, so apologies.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
Robin, you are definitely quick on the draw with that sound effect now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who needs
and just-
mechanics?
And just a wee quick birthday update, because Sean Regan, who is a great friend of all the Midlife Gamer guys, and his birthday is tomorrow, and he'll be 45 years old. And of course, Jim Martin, one of the Wombles, he was He was old
He just-
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. 73, if I remember correctly.
So happy birthday, Sean. In fact, Sean actually, I believe, is from Northern Ireland. He's actually from, he is. Yeah, sorry, he's from Newry. Sean, hello. I meet you at Midlife Gamer Dues now and again, and you come every year. So, yeah, happy birthday to you, fella. I didn't think you were that old.
Happy birthday.
There you are. That's that.
All right. Happy birthday. Do we give him a song?
Okay, fuck's sake.
If I gotta.
That's enough of that.
Yep. That's enough of that. Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about our past weeks. So this, if you haven't listened to the show before, or maybe you've listened to the show and you always kind of wonder, we do talk about video games eventually. That is kind of the basis of which this podcast is all around. But life is more than just video games, and so we like to kind of relay funny stories or not so funny stories that may have happened this past week. So I'm going to start with the person that we haven't heard from in the longest period of time, which is Mr. Gary DeFelice. Gary, talk to me. What has been going on in your life? Spare us actually most of the details. Just give us the high level.
Yeah, well, so spring sports are over, as you mentioned. We had soccer, which kept me quite busy. A lot of weekend games, a lot of Sundays, a lot of travel. What else? I'm ready for the summer. Let's see. We've done many college visits. That caused me to miss a couple of shows as well. We've done a Massachusetts trip. We did UMass, BC, BU, Providence, Northeastern, and we've done a Pennsylvania trip. And we went to.
Are you still faking your son out by telling him that you're actually going to pay for his college? You don't really know yet that he's going to incur thousands and thousands of dollars of his own debt.
This kid's got pretty good grades, but it's still going to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
I saw a post today. It said, I did this crazy thing. I paid, or what I do? I took out loans and then I paid them back because everybody wants loan relief over here now. But let's not get into politics.
Gary, I think you should do what any self-respecting parent does, which is force your child to take out loans and pay for their own education and put them in debt from the get-go. They will appreciate things better.
I did.
Yeah.
Heck, it's a fantastic way to go. We did Pittsburgh. We've done Penn State, Villanova, stuff like that. So it's been fun. I'm getting ready for the summer, and we're going to do a trip up through New York. We're going to hit Buffalo, and I think we might see some Canadian dude that might zip down from Toronto. With any luck. So that would be pretty cool. And that's a bit about it. That's keeping me busy. I did go see the PGA Tour as well here. That was in Bethpage. That was very cool. I've gone
Was that part of your college tour? Because
It was not. That was Dad's weekend.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm starting to get a sense all of these college tours are actually Dad's weekend. Where you're just like, hey, let's go check this college out because I hear that they like to party.
There has been quite a bit of drinking on these trips. But,
all right.
My wife says I'm reliving my childhood.
The Open is here in about 3 weeks' time, and it's about
how close are you?
25 minutes, half an hour. From
are you going to get over there?
Goodness, no. No. The tickets are phenomenally busy, are expensive already, and completely sold out donkeys ago, unless some corporate thing comes to me. And already it's amazing that watching the build up of it, because they've been working at Royal Portrush building stands, moving kit in, like 40 foot trucks worth of stuff, like 6 months ago arrived for setting this thing up, and it's just amazing. So already it's a massive thing up there, so it'll be avoid the area. Now 5 minutes from me is one of the nicest, swishest hotels in Northern Ireland, and a lot of the guys will probably stay there, and the helicopter pads have been extended, and so they're already choppers flying around all over the place. So
Tiger likes to come in on his yacht. I don't know if he'll do that though out in Europe. He did that here when he's been here for the Opens.
So
he did that again last week.
So it's going to be a big thing here. Yeah.
We saw your boy Rory McIlroy. That's who we hung out with one of the days.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Isn't that bad? He's a good kid, good lad.
Yeah, he sort of lost his way for a year or so there, but he seems to be coming back onto it again. So,
got a beautiful girlfriend or wife.
Yeah, lovely story about Rory. He went out with a girl for years and years and years, and her father always had his eye on a house in a place very close to Hollywood, not your Hollywood, our Hollywood. Very nice part of just on the outskirts of Belfast. Very swish place, and it was up on high on the hill, and you could see over Belfast Lock down to where all the ferries come in, stuff like that. They're really beautiful sight, but really crazy money. Anyway, they went out for years and years, and they split up, but they stayed friends. He became really famous, and he stayed friends with the family. And not too long after he won his first big open, he went back and actually bought that house for his ex-girlfriend's father.
That is awesome.
Isn't that lovely? That's a nice, so he's a nice lad. Nice lad.
It seems like we saw his dad too, because we actually followed him around on Friday. It was him and Phil Mickelson, and I think it was Day. And his dad, what a nice guy. He'll talk to you for an hour, follows every hole. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
That's the people from here. So, yeah, good.
One day I'll meet you too, Robin. I promise.
So we're ticking a lot of boxes this year. So
EGX is the way to go, right?
Looks like
Yeah.
Getting out of hand.
Just say, make it happen, Gary. Come
I
on.
know. I looked prices up the other day just to see.
Robin is currently in a bit of panic over how many people we have coming to EG.
Considering it's my name on the Airbnb, and
Yes.
they also rate us. Yeah.
Fraser's staying with his in-laws or his parents or something, right? Or in-laws or something.
Yeah, for one night, and then he's coming down to EGX and he's staying in the Big Brother house. Yeah.
Big brother house is a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's listed as sleeping 12. I think we're at about 15 or 16 at the moment, so that's which isn't too bad. But it's not the 15 or 16 that but it's when you get 15 or 16 lads together, the noise. It's
Yeah.
But we'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be all good, lads.
Is it a freestanding home or is it?
No, it's not. No, it's an apartment block sort of thing, but it's over. I think it's over 2 or 3 floors. So yeah. What the hell?
And now I'm going to be putting down odds. Cops first night or second night? What do you think?
Bad boys. What you gonna do?
Hey, shout out Scott Stubbe and Teflon 12.
Jason.
Chat. Yep. Want to say hi to both of them. Robin, what's been going on with you?
Well, I want to give a wee update on after last week's Palava. Last week's Palava seen me bang lots of stuff, and for those on video right now, I'm going to show you my I Love Tractors t-shirt is being sported right now. It's arrived. I'm actually quite chuffed with it. My Ouya has arrived, and which is where is it? It's one of these little boys. I'm amazed. Actually, I had one before, and I'm amazed how actually small it is. It's tiny. It's like the size of a Rubik's cube, and I fired it up today, and the main store for Ouya is shutting down on the 25th. So
right.
I fired it up and downloaded it. Downloaded everything. So there's a ton of emulators. There's a ton of free games. A ton of stuff that I'd bought before when I had it. So it's now gonna go on the shelf.
So here is my question, and I don't really know the answer to this.
Yeah.
I thought they had said the actual Ouya services beyond just the store, like everything was shutting down, where like it wasn't even going to support gameplay.
Oh, I think that I think the games that are loaded on it that don't require DRM, an internet connection will all work, and there's lots of those. The ones that require that will not. But I mean, there's lots of other emulators and stuff like that there that you can. It's an Android device, so it will work. But the shop seems shutting down. But it's a nice historical piece because
it is.
It's pretty.
They are. It's nice. It's small, and they had an idea.
Here's an idea. Stadia through your Ouya.
Oy.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that, but it's nice to have. I mean, it comes with a nice little controller, and it comes with the original box. So I'm chuffed to have it. So and I think it only cost 25 quid or something. So it's a nice piece to have for a historical document,
It's a piece of history, exactly.
Yeah, because I mean,
Who doesn't want a good piece?
Well, because I have it sitting beside one behind me. It'll sit behind. There's a one on live there as well, which again is another piece of gaming history. And on live, unfortunately, was 5, 6, 7 years too soon. But the idea was there, but the infrastructure not.
What was on live? I remember it, and I can't remember it.
2010.
So
what was it?
On live was a controller and a little streaming box, and all of your games streamed. So it was like Netflix for
Okay.
games, but your
Yes.
games streamed completely. So that's all it was. You couldn't download anything.
I remember it.
Yeah, and it actually worked quite well if you had a decent enough connection. The games
Right.
maybe weren't. People just weren't ready for that. It was like, I never want to get rid of my discs. But
Well,
yeah, we're almost, the discs are almost gone, and now we're getting to the point where I want to have real software on my machine. But you don't. Even now, when you buy a disc from a shop, you're not buying anything apart from the license, because even when you
Right.
put the disc in now, you'll get a day one update, which is usually the whole bloody game. So it's very, very rare, I think, that discs
they-
are only there for nothing but DRM.
well, the discs are technically a license to play the game. That is absolutely correct. Interestingly enough, I did see it. So when I went to E3 the first time back in 2010 with Steve Conger, we saw On Live for the first time. That was when they came out, and we tried it. And I remember thinking, man, this could be the future. And then I watched that service just struggle.
Yeah.
So definitely were early to the party. But
Well, it was funny.
Sure.
I mean, when it launched that year at EGX in London, they were giving them away free. So it was
Yeah.
free, and everybody got one, and some people got a couple. So yeah. I don't.
I
even
think
know.
their biggest they did not have a good monetization plan for. I mean, because they were trying to get third-party developers to come in, put all their content on their service, and they wanted to do that subscription service. So they wanted to be like Netflix. They absolutely had the right idea. They just didn't go about it the right way.
If I'm right to think back, and somebody please correct me, I actually think they had more games available than Stadia had at launch.
That might be.
I mean,
It's
there
probably.
was, Batman Arkham, and then a whole pile of stuff that was on. I remember there was quite a big selection of stuff. Anyway,
Yeah, as I recall, it was a lot of. They also had a lot of, what we would call like cell phone indie games, that kind of thing. But Stadia, maybe who knows?
Jason in the chat makes a point. Generally, the only system that you buy physical games for these days is a Switch. But even that, Jason, I've downloaded a few big titles, but yeah, you still buy the little card. So the other stuff then, I'm still waiting for my kite to come. I bought a kite. I forgot about the kite last weekend, but I've got a kite coming, a big kite. Yeah. And paddleboard. I'm actually looking forward now. I was going to cancel it, but I did a bit of paddleboarding last year in Lake Garda, and I'm actually looking forward to this coming. So I was going to do it, but I had a schedule. So seemingly it'll comes in a case. It's about the size of a suitcase. So I'll book another suitcase onto the flight for Italy and go and do a bit of paddleboarding and maybe do a bit more of it then. Maybe get another one, and the kids can join in with me here as well around some of the lakes and streams. Hi, Sarah. Sarah just joined the chat. Hello.
Sarah, absolutely. I think we all actually are looking forward to you paddleboarding again, especially if we get video like we did last time.
Yeah. And the final thing, I'll just touch on it briefly. Our extended family has got very, very big this week. So there's been another couple of very small packages have arrived in our very big extended family, and that's why I was saying that I might have to rush off. But no, it'll be okay. So yeah, very cute extended family editions. So
Yeah, you stole kids.
more kids. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, there
Yeah,
we go.
you started to collect them like a collectible.
Yeah, well, Nicole's talking about going back to Scotland. I think when was it next year, or the year and after, and she says she'll come over and see some of these kids, and I told her that I'll get some fresh ones in. So, yeah. And what about you, Mr. DeLacy? What about you? What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
All right, it has been a week for me. So I will start off with. I mean, I'll go in order of how it all happened. So first of all, about 2 weeks back, I discovered we had some custom pavers put into our front yard, and I saw one of the pavers near our driveway had dropped. Now, we all know I've been experiencing some mole issues in the backyard, and so I was like, oh, good God, you got to be kidding me. Is this like a mole freaking digging under the paver and somehow it's dropping. I'm like, oh, that can't really be the case. I know they kind of cemented stuff in. It didn't fit the mold of what the mole has been doing. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what it is, but I called up the System Papers guys and I was like, hey, I need to get somebody out here to do a fix. And they said, oh, somebody will call you back and we'll be back in touch. Well, I run our sprinklers on Tuesday, I think it was. And I look, and normally the sprinklers run before I even am up. So I have them running real early in the morning. And so I walk out and I manually start up the sprinklers and I notice just this gushing water coming up from underneath that paver. And it's just washing all the sand out from underneath. So somehow, some way, something broke underneath. To the credit of the company System Pavers that we did these with, they installed these pavers about 2 years back in 2016. They came out, repaired it, fixed it, no questions asked. No money, nothing, just did it.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a good result.
Well, I was hoping that it was going to be a mega mole.
Yeah. No.
That would have been great.
We do have some mole updates to be happening. So I guess we can talk about that now. I don't have my hat. I can't get into character, unfortunately. But the war on the moles has continued. I have dropped so many gas bombs in our frickin' backyard, it's not even funny. And roughly last Sunday, actually, after the podcast, the wife, who I will just call General, she gives the commands. She says, hey, look, I think we take it to the next level. So we have a game. So we are now going with a forced water plan. Which is
what? Tell me, you're about to
the
attack.
Caddyshack, baby.
Yep,
You were
this is
about to attack,
Caddyshack.
and you pulled back at the last minute, did you?
Yep. And then we changed direction. We changed course. We changed tactics. We now have been flooding all the mole caves.
Oh, bless
And it's been quite satisfying because a couple times I've got the hose in there that's flooded up and you see the water bubbling to the top and then you suddenly see it kind of go down for a quick second, like something's trying to escape. And then it just stops. So, yeah.
Give it the finger. You stick your little finger down there.
Oh, yeah. You got to. That's actually probably the scariest part is actually trying to uncover the hole. Because at some point I have to figure the mole's going to be right frickin' there. And anyway, but yeah,
to take a chomp.
So
and it's definitely moles, yeah.
Oh, it's either moles or gophers. I mean, it's one of the two, but either or. They don't actually breathe underwater. So my plan is to just continue to flood. So half the yard now has, I think, been rid of moles. We've not seen any activity over there. I did discover a small little area on the right side of the house, which, again, the problem is you have neighbors. And the neighbors, they may be harboring moles. So at some point, I'm going to have a conversation with the neighbors and just be like, look, you're a mole fugitive harborer. And there's really nothing I can do about it. But, anyway. So,
it's time. You got to be like ice. It's the weekend of ice. Let's go. Take them out.
Exactly.
Well, so I was playing a video there on YouTube, Greg, and this guy here recommends juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit.
Yeah, you put a third of a chunk of juicy fruit, stick of juicy fruit, and the juicy fruit gum really does kill the moles. You put it down into the little hole, they get the juicy fruit, they must get all gummed up. So there you go. Juicy fruit is the way.
Juicy fruit is the way.
It was. I searched for mole killing techniques, and it's the number one thing, and it's had 195,000 views. So it must be true. It must be true. Juicy fruit is the answer.
Juicy fruit is the answer. Okay, I will. If we have continued mole incursions, I will take that under advisement.
Okay,
from
Greg, you've got something wrapped around you at the moment. What is?
Yes.
Is it cold there?
Yeah. No. This is actually a cool towel. So it basically is cool. It's a cooling towel for the back of the neck. And that's because of the next issue that happened. So Thursday morning, I wake up and I was getting ready to go to the gym. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking out to our living room. As I'm walking down the hallway, I hear this dripping sound. And I'm like, okay, that can't be good. So I round the corner of the hallway and I look up and dripping through one of our can lights is water. And then I see a bunch of water staining off to the side of it. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm like thinking a pipe broke. So, of course, I immediately, like the rest of the house is woken up. I'm telling Cindy, I got to get up in the attic. I got to go check this out. So I get up in the attic. I look, and our air conditioning unit, where the coil is, there's a drip pan in case it drips some water. Well, it is full with water, like to the point that it's overflowing.
Yeah.
That is not supposed to happen with your coil, just for the record. It should not be building up condensation and dripping down. So, needless to say, the AC unit died, and it basically was freezing up the coil because the refrigerant had leaked out. So the coil was freezing up, and then because it's been hitting 100 degrees all week, the then frozen coil was, of course, evaporating the water. Condensation was building up, dripping down onto the pan, which then leaked into our ceiling. So I have signed a contract yesterday for $16,000 to get our complete AC unit, our AC unit and our furnace all replaced out.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that was a hit. But needless to say, they don't come till Tuesday.
16,000.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't pay anywhere near that much. I had my furnace and AC replaced recently, but I guess I'm lucky.
Well, yeah, so that was the thing. And so one of the things, normally there's like incentives being offered up, that kind of thing, by different programs. And PG&E, which is our unfortunate electric company and gas company out here, they just filed bankruptcy. They're literally offering no incentives to anybody. So we basically took this one on the chin, so to speak. But the good news happened.
It's Julia Roberts' fault.
Yeah, it is Julia Roberts' fault.
Is it common practice in California to put the AC units in the attic?
Well, so it's a combination. So you have the fan outside, the condenser outside, and then the coil and the furnace and blower all sit together up in the attic. I mean, that's pretty common for.
Because you guys don't have basements, right?
Correct.
So we had almost the exact same issue here. Where my air conditioning unit was freezing and it was dying and it was backing up and it was flooding my basement, but not terrible. But still, it was my basement, not the worst thing in the world.
Right.
We were able to contain it and stuff. But when it's up there, you can create so much havoc.
Did a few people drown, like you had tied up?
No. I wish the moles had been part of that scenario. That would have made me happy. But yeah, but we're getting actually a pretty big upgrade on the units as well. So I think that's also part of the expense. We didn't really go with just the basics to get by. So we kind of bought into the pitch and we said, you know what, screw it. Let's get something that's decent quality. It's going to be a nice upgrade for us.
So at the moment, you have no AC in your house?
That is correct. And today it's supposed to hit 95 degrees, which, but that's pretty hot. So in the UK, that would be 35, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was about 20 degrees here today. So what is that? Probably, I don't know, 30 of your languages. Which is probably it's probably you think that's pretty cool, but I lay outside on a sound lounger today and watch the Formula One. So yeah, we're hardy bunch here. I thought it's the first dry day we've had in fucking years.
Anyway, so to wrap up the AC story though, shout outs to Service Champions. Those are the guys that actually are doing the work for us. Kid named Mason. I shouldn't say kid. He was a younger gentleman. Mason came out, was the first tech here. Nice kid. Hopefully listened to the podcast today. He actually subscribed to the podcast after we talked.
10% discount, Mason.
Yeah, I know.
Saying.
We do expect this in return because we are entertaining him now while he works. And also Steven, the guy that came out and actually looked at the system and got us the new system. So, and they're installing it on Tuesday morning. So pretty fast turnaround, which I'm happy about.
That's good.
Last story. I went last night to a fantastic dinner and magic show.
Oh yeah,
I've
I'm so
done this
impressed with you guys, but I'll mention that in a second.
Well, okay, so you need to be impressed with Cindy. She's actually really good about, hey, let's do something different. Let's do something fun. So she was the linchpin behind this. I had no idea where we were going. It was a surprise date. I did not know all the way up until we got there. But I did do some good guessing. So she told me we were going to Folsom. So I thought, okay, there's a restaurant we like called Citizen Vine that opened up a wine bar in Folsom. So I'm like, are we going to Citizen Vine? She's like, no. Turns out the place we went to was literally next door to Citizen Vine. So I felt kind of good about that guess. I was close. And then I said, are we going to a mystery dinner date? Because I thought maybe we were doing one of those mystery dinner dates where they, act out a murder in front of you and you have to solve who did it. No, but it was a magician. So
Look into my eyes, not around my eyes. Look into my eyes.
yes, really, it was a fun show. Good magician. I did catch him on one of his tricks.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing the ball under the cups trick. And as he was bringing the 3 balls out from underneath the cup, I saw them literally slide out from his pinky. And I'm like, that was the only one I got, though. Everything else, I was pretty much like dumbfounded how the hell he was pulling it off. I was watching his hands like a hawk, too. I'm like trying to figure it out. I'm like, yeah, no.
Put him on America's Got Talent. Damn it.
He has been on the Penn and Teller show, Fool Us.
Okay, yeah.
On there a few times. So yeah, no, he was really funny too. I think that's actually what made the show even better. It was like it was good comedy going with the magic.
Yeah.
So
Did you see this week's America's Got Talent? Do you watch that show?
I do not watch
we,
that.
We have a life.
And you got my kids watch it. So it's a family thing, but there was these 3 kids that did this dance and they were dressed in like it was like those fucking fight games that they have, Mortal Kombat. It was so cool. It's definitely worth a look up.
Oh,
All right, okay.
It'll be on YouTube, I'm sure. Yeah, do you know what? Some of the things that appear in those programs are fantastic. A lot of it's crap.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's one of those ones. People watch it because they want to see somebody making a tit of themselves. So I'm being belittled, which is quite sad, actually. But
That's all they
anyway.
want to see. Tune into this podcast.
That's how
I
Simon
suppose
makes
so.
his
Yeah,
money, right?
It's a disaster falling apart. Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's talk about some games.
Today
Do it.
I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
All right. Before we dive into what we've been playing, real quickly, a reminder: the month is coming up. So if you have Games with Gold, you got just days to download NHL 19. Rivals of the Ether is actually going to July 15th, so you have some time there. But Earth Defense Force, Mark Wright's favorite game in the world, that you only have a few days left as well to download. Supposedly, we'll be finding out both PlayStation Plus on the 26th, and they said Games with Gold is going to get announced sometime soon this week as well. So you'll find out what your new freebies are going to be. And, of course, if you are on PlayStation Plus, you have just days to get in and download Borderlands, The Handsome Collection, and Sonic Mania. So there you go. All right. Talk about the games we've been playing. Robin, let's start with you. I know it's...
Okay. You want to talk about me?
Fire that up, baby. Let's go, DJ.
Did I even put this in here? You silly boy. Let me get up
Oh.
some Thimbleweed Park stuff here. I thought I had some thing because I want to talk about Thimbleweed Park because it's quite interesting actually. So let me just get it up here and we'll go to there. Thimbleweed Park. Okay, so I mentioned a wee bit about this last week, and it's been one of those tough weeks for me, time-wise for gaming. And Thimbleweed Park, I've been able to dip in and out. It is a point-and-click adventure, but the humor in it's very, very clever, and it's like pick this thing up from here, and then it's like you pick a book up of fingerprints, or you pick up 3 or 4 pieces of paper, and then it makes a fingerprint book, and then you have to put it together, and then you have to be a ghost, and you have to scare somebody. It's all of those weird and wonderful things that come in this sort of game. But it's been lots of fun, and it's actually I've had a few little laughs out of it because it's that dry, sarcastic-y sort of humor. It is on Game Pass. It is the sort of thing that everybody raved about it. I don't know if it's as good as it deserved. I mean, it got loads and loads of plaudits, and maybe it is a fantastic point and click thing that is of a bygone era of computer gaming. But yeah, I mean the clown, and there's a really rude clown in it that curses, and they beep out all his curses. That's part of his act. He curses at people and insults them really, really badly. But he's a brilliant character in it. And there's recurring character who seems to be the sheriff, the hotel manager, the mortician, and it's the same guy, and they always point out that this aren't you the same fella? You're the same? No, nobody. Oh, that's not me. Oh, I'm some completely different. Oh, and it's cute. It's lovely. And do you know what? If you're an Xbox person and you have Game Pass, it's worth checking out because it might just get its hooks into you. I think it would be a game that I would prefer to play on a PC. Even though the controls are quite simple, you have 6 or 7 different choices of pick up this or push that or give your thing to someone else. You would do it very, very quickly with a mouse, where you're moving a cursor with a joypad. Again, a very minor thing here, but that would be better on PC. So, and it's not available everywhere, but I give it a whiz. It's a good fun adventure game with laughs and sarcastic humor and sort of fine and dandy.
I need to ask a question. Gary, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm old, man. You see my face as I move. My back hurts.
Moving to the side, you're grimacing on your face and everything.
Dude,
right.
I turned 50 next month. You guys know what it's like.
No, actually, I don't, Gary.
No. Haven't clue. Oh, sorry, I do. Sorry, Gary. Yeah, I totally sympathise, Gary. Yeah. I have aches and pains in places where before I didn't even realise that I had places. So that happens. Falling off a BMX. Do you know what? My BMX accident 2 months ago has really had an effect on me because my back. Ow! As I whack myself, my back top of my spine is quite sore still, and I keep on complaining. I go to bed with a couple of Advil every flipping night at the moment. So twat. But would I do it again? Am I looking at doing some silly canyoning when I'm in Lake Garda this year, jumping off waterfalls and all that sort of stuff? Yes. So I hope that I do adventurous things when I'm in my 80s or 90s or whatever it is I get to. So do you know what? 50's not so bad. 50's not. Nobody criticizes you for taking Viagra at that stage, Gary. It's if you're like 30 and you have to take Viagra or 25, fair enough. But nobody worries about it. You know what? 30-year-old friggin' man. So it's
maybe if you're 50, you don't get kicked out of a hotel in London.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not really a hotel. It's more like a brothel-y sort of place. Yeah, it's you pay by the hour sort of stuff. So.
Oh boy.
God. Yeah. Jason was 27 when he started listening to this podcast. So
wow.
And Jason now is what? Sorry, I remember 34.
34.
Now. Wow. Flip me. Unbelievable. And Jason used to do so much for us.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
You had time back then.
So anyway, Thimbleweed Park. Go play Thimbleweed Park. It is good fun. It's a good fun old school adventure game. And if you have it on Xbox, great. If you're a PC person, play it on PC. That would be my recommendation. So,
all right.
Yep. So who's next?
Gary, why don't we just slide right on down the list here to you?
Yeah, let's go. Not really the most exciting game list, but fun little games. I'm doing Resogun to keep in check with the challenge.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
I'm trying my best. We'll talk about that later, probably. Yeah. I picked up Trials last week on Sunday on the PC, and I raced through to try to get that map open, and was able to participate last week, and then again this week in the weekly challenge. Golf Club 2019. So I've had that on PC for a while.
I can't keep up with you.
Wait, am I talking to? It's all old games. Just keep showing Resogun. That's okay. Good. That's good. Golf Club. I've been playing that for a long time. And now that it's out on Xbox, we'll talk about it later. We set up a challenge for that now. What else? PUBG. I jumped back in on that with Phrase on the PC, and we actually second run we got chicken dinner.
Good lad.
which was pretty cool.
Very nice.
That game looks and runs really good on PC. I have to say, I haven't played it on the Xbox in a long time, but it really does.
On the base Xbox, I don't think it runs terribly well. But on the Xbox One X, they've made some good improvements to it. It runs pretty damn smooth now.
Are you still
Yeah.
playing, Greg?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll still get into PUBG. I got a chicken dinner last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you. I threw this on, so there's no video for it, of course. But Sekiro, I picked that game up just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it is hard.
Yeah.
I liked Bloodborne a lot, and it made me acquire a taste for the Dark Soul games. But God, this one really is hard. So I played that a little bit, but I shouldn't have wasted my money on it. I should have waited for a sale. And then our good friend Richard Webster picked up Metal Gear Solid 5 for me a couple of months ago. It was on my wish list, and I don't know if he got a free copy or whatever, but he sent me over a copy. And I started playing that about 2 weeks ago. I don't have a lot of time still for games, but now that the soccer season's over, no more practices, I'll get back in. And I was telling Robin, when I played the first part of the game, which was in the hospital, I freaking hated it.
The hell?
I'm like,
is
what's
this?
going on?
Right.
I'm crawling. It's boring. Is it going to be like this?
It's
Then they
Kojima.
broke. What's that?
It's Kojima.
Yeah.
Gary,
It was weird.
It's kind of like the game started like that, and I thought it's going to be this supernatural, weird, wonderful thing. It's going to be really wacky and out there. And it's like he finished that bit and went, I'm going to make it completely different. Because there's really, and sorry, spoilers, there's really none of that shit in it anywhere else in the game. Really, isn't it? So like, what the hell? These things you were
I mean, it was
chasing
crazy.
you around the desert and all that sort of stuff. That doesn't really happen. There's some wacky stuff.
Well, you do get some of the smoke warriors, if you will. They do come after you in the desert, but I mean, it really becomes kind of Ghost Recon, if you will.
Yeah. The first mission I was awful at. I couldn't stealth kill anybody. It was just run and gun and kill. But
Yeah.
after you got your home base, and then I started learning how to sneak up on people and then have balloons go take them away.
Oh,
That first mission I did after that actually went pretty well. And now it's like, now I want to get back in and start really
and what
going
you do
through.
as you upgrade stuff, you filter the shit out of everything. I love the sheep.
Yeah.
The sheep, you just and other soldiers and guys and your guards, tanks. You upgrade it so much you can pretty much filter the world. It's that's brilliant. And I just the lovely thing. I mean, what was the point in upgrading your base? Can't really remember. Was there a lot of point in it? But the mission structures and all are just brilliant. And when you meet Quiet's a good character. And your dog.
I mean,
Quiet.
Like the missions really do lay out nice. Like I went to interrogate somebody and it goes, you need a Russian interpreter. So like one of your next side missions is go get the Russian interpreter, which is the thing I'm going to do now.
Right.
It's like, this is cool. Don't kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to a point in it, I don't know, 90, 100 more hours in it, where I had to decide, I finished now. Because, I mean, I think there is an end eventually, because the game goes and there's, it continues on and on and on and goes off in all sorts of weird tangents towards it. But there is a bit that you complete your main mission thing, but then there's a load of other stories in it as well. But yeah, you haven't met Quiet yet, no?
No, I'm so early. I think it says like I'm 2% through the game or something.
Yeah. No, look, you'll enjoy it. It's one of the best games that has ever been made, I think.
And it looks great. How long ago did that
yeah,
come out?
It's
Oh, Greg made a face.
It
But-
must be 4 or 5 years now. It must be.
Yeah, it looks really
4
good.
years.
The only thing on the PC, it doesn't. I can't run in the ultra wide. They don't support that.
Right.
But no big deal.
Yeah, well, enjoy.
But yeah, it's great.
game.
I'm looking forward to this. Should be a good summer game.
All
And
right.
that's it for me.
Okay. My list actually real straightforward, simple. Trials Rising. I got in a little bit of time before my week went completely crazy. So got in some times early and knew they would be beaten, but at least I was getting in sometimes. Mark Wright. Then I went and played some Divinity Original Sin late in the evening. I want to say it was Friday night. But that, again, didn't last terribly long because I was beat tired from the day. So, I mean, that's been really the extent outside of the golf club. And here's the funny thing. I just realized, Gary, I fired up the Golf Club 2 to try and set up the club.
Oh, no.
It's Golf Club 2019. But here's the funny thing. It had the same track or the same golf course. So in theory, we might be able to run this.
So
over games.
the version that was free was the Golf Club 2, not 2019. I guess that makes sense.
I don't know 100%. I need to check. I had the Golf Club 2. I'll double.
Yeah, there was a Golf Club 2, and then there was another edition. Is it like the PGA or the Open or something like that there?
Yeah, you might be right.
And both of those are available on Game Pass. So,
All right, maybe
I might have. I think I'll take a look. I might have Golf Club 2. If worst case, I can go set up on there too.
I fancy a bit of golf again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll
figure this out. Yeah,
we're good that way. All right, let's just kind of mosey along. Let's. We don't have a quiz. We do have some news. Not really news, but rumors. We'll talk about that.
Here is the fucking news.
All right. So, I mean, post E3, there actually is not really news per se that's happening. But one of the interesting things that came about, and I was going to, I want to talk about it, and that is with the Xbox briefing, they revealed Project Scarlet. Now, leading up to Project Scarlet's reveal at the conference, there had been rumors that Microsoft was going to be announcing 2 SKUs. Multiple Xbox insiders, Brad Sams, Jess Corden, Paul Thurrott. I mean, these are all kind of big name insiders, if you will. They had all been talking about the fact that they were going to have 2 SKUs. Well, lo and behold, now the rumor is there's no longer 2 SKUs and it's just 1 SKU. So, of course, this has rampant speculation going on of what might be happening, why they kind of pulled back from the SKUs. And so to kind of further clarify, the 2 SKUs code names under Scarlet were Lockhart, which was going to be a kind of more inexpensive edition, and then Anaconda, which was going to be the equivalent of kind of the Xbox One X. So there were also rumors that hit right as E3 started that some developers had been talking to other quote-unquote insiders, and actually, I shouldn't just say insiders. I think it's Mark Reiner from Game Informer. Maybe it's Tim Reiner. Anyway, one of the guys from Game Informer had been talking to some developers. He didn't name the developers, but he said that he had been hearing that their dev kits, that they said that the PS5 dev kits were more powerful than the Xbox One dev kits. Colin Moriarty, who used to be on IGN, he also still covers gaming kind of from afar. He also kind of conveyed a similar sentiment that he had heard. So, of course, now the speculation is, well, what's what? Because then we had Albert Pernello, who came forward saying no Xbox One dev kits have actually been sent out. So what do we make of any of this? I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if Microsoft actually canned Lockhart in light of kind of the reception of the lower specs. I think the likely scenario of the dev kit situation is that you have PlayStation 5 or developers that have actual PlayStation 5 development kits, and that it's possible they only had specs for the Xbox, and Scarlet, if you will. And if they're getting those specs, likely those specs would kind of encompass both Lockhart and Anaconda, kind of lowest common denominator, if you will. So you're going to have to develop for that or account for that.
We're supposed to comment on this, aren't we? I think it's all a pile of crap. Okay, I get what you're saying. The Microsoft thing about, the powerful one and the less powerful one. That's bad messaging, because you're making people feel inadequate, and I know that's a marketing message that you want them to get them to upsell to the bigger version, but at the same time,
Right.
you're buying, this is their brand new thing, and it's being marketed as something that is just inferior. It's fine if you're on a submarine, get that one. I think that's bad messaging. But as far as one is more powerful than the other, this is ridiculous. It's they're the Xbox is 18 months away, the PS5 is 18 months away or longer or less. But again, it's not within 12 months. Who knows? If Microsoft said that the new Xbox is 5 times more powerful. Who's going to design games that are 5 times more powerful? 5 times more powerful? That's like PC super spec right now. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm sure right now they're ordering parts for them, and they have to forward purchase parts, and they're probably almost pretty much locked in to what they're going to buy right now, because you just don't go, we need a couple of million of those wee widgets there, please, but we need them for next Friday. Right. Somebody has an idea, but they're both going to be really good. So what?
I mean, that is the prevailing thought. Gary, any thoughts you want to throw in there?
Other than my wife running around the house here, but no. It is. I'm not too concerned because of its rumor stuff, and like Robin said, they're both going to be very good. I may not even. I might be in my last generation of consoles, and this might be their last generation of consoles, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm kind of just good sitting by, waiting and see what happens here.
I mean, I heard some Sony commentators going, nah, Microsoft, haha, they're just copying Sony, putting in a solid state drive. But what else would they put in?
Right, you have to
it's
now.
It's not that they're copying Sony. That is the technology.
That's a standard.
I just don't get that crap.
I get what you're saying. I do. I mean, so a lot of people commented on the fact that during the Xbox briefing, it felt like they were more or less just kind of answering what Sony had released to Wired, and I think in a lot of ways that's absolutely what happened. This is a game of chess right now. The surprising thing from my takeaway, quite honestly, is how close these machines sound. Because they are really utilizing the same technology. There might be some different variations, slight, tweaks here and there, but we're going to get basically the same architecture, the same structure that we got, in a way, kind of this time around.
They're PCs. They're PCs with a skin around them now, locked in skin. That's all it is.
I think the only thing that is kind of a mystery out there, if you will, is around the GPU talk, because Sony had mentioned Navi. They talk about, and that's not necessarily the latest tech from AMD, but it's also tech that doesn't support ray tracing. Now, they said they are supporting ray tracing with their machine, which is a visual technique that allows basically kind of real-time imagery on objects. And I may be doing that disservice, so if I'm not saying that properly, sorry. They also talked about ray tracing when it comes to audio, but they didn't give anything to confirm it was hardware-based, because you can do kind of ray tracing effects using software. So that actually lines up with Navi technology, to be perfectly honest. Microsoft also announced their Navi technology, but one of the interesting things that they actually said is that they will have hardware-based ray tracing, which is not supported by Navi. So that has a lot of people trying to speculate, do they have some kind of hardware component they've added in? Are they doing a custom variant of Navi with AMD? And maybe Sony's doing the same thing. They just didn't specify that out. So I think there's still a lot to learn about these machines.
Yeah.
They have 18 months to.
I'm not really worried about the power because I think they'll both be good, powerful machines. The stuff that matters to me is how Sony, especially because they'll be new to this, is how they're going to handle legacy software. So the PS4, will they, do the same route as Xbox has with the Xbox 360, or will saying, "Oh, of course, all PS4 titles will play on the PS5, and oh, of course, all Xbox One titles will play on the new Xbox, whatever it's called, going to end up be." But will they? Will they really, or will they be a completely different version? And will the new Xbox play the old Xbox One games in a shell like 360 right now? How will that work? Because if they just play the exact same things without having any interface or shell for them to run in, is that a big step forward then? Do you know, is it, it just plays the same as the PS4, just chuck in a PS4 disc into your PS5 and it works straight away? But surely not. No, am I being clear what I'm saying? No.
I mean, I think I get where you're coming from that, which is, backwards compatibility. As much as Sony tried to downplay it at the beginning of the PlayStation 4, because let's not forget they basically said nobody wants to play their old games, and coming full circle on that. And I think the reality is that gamers want legacy. They want to be able to play what they've bought. So far, everything we hear, both from Sony, also from Microsoft, is that they are going to allow that. They are going to have backwards compatibility. PlayStation, I think, is going to be challenging because I don't think they're going to be able to do PS3 games. No. I think their path is going to be PlayStation Now will be how they do that.
Yeah.
Xbox uses emulation. They found an emulation program, or they created the emulation program, if you will, to do that for the Xbox One architecture. And based on the fact that they're in a sense kind of in the same family, if you will, of hardware, that's going to continue. And Phil Spencer on the Giant Bomb interview is pretty clear that he wants that to continue, that he wants that legacy of software library to continue on. So I can't imagine they're going to get away from that emulation. I think they're going to maintain that. Sony also, I think, is going to go the route of emulation, software emulation. I'm guessing they invested some time into that, and they figured out how to do that for the PlayStation 4. Yeah. And honestly, it may not be that difficult going from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5.
No. Might be easier for them. The PS3 is a problem because of the way it rendered and the hardware, and it was all Yeah, I imagine Sony will, the PS4, PS5 thing, or the PS4 games will play on the PS5, but I'll be interested to see how they handle it, because Microsoft have found that way. But I'm interested to see, will the Xbox One games have to sort of boot into Xbox One mode like it does with Xbox 360 now to fire that up, or will it be a more, not that's a big problem, but will it be a more streamlined thing, or will it be seamless almost? But I'm hoping it's not, because I'm hoping that the technology moves on so much faster that it can't handle the older, slower software. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll find out.
You know what you could do? Play the games on the PC. They're all backwards compatible.
Yeah.
So are they really, though, Gary? Are they really?
I don't know.
Fallacy. That is a fallacy. As you upgrade,
Halo's on there now.
Well, that's because they have actually done the emulation work to get it.
Right. Yeah, I know.
That's one of those things where all of these technology leaps, they at some point kind of kill you from being able to play old stuff. PC, I think that the future for PC is actually pretty exciting right now. And mostly because I think,
I wouldn't say exciting. I think if you're a PC enthusiast, it's exciting, but people they still don't want to go out and build PCs or unless you really are just doing web-based gaming.
I guess where I'm coming up from that, exciting part of it is
for me, I'm excited. But
they're getting more support. They're finally getting more support beyond Steam, and support. I maybe should put in quotation marks, because really I think they're getting more competition. Epic Game Store, you have Uplay, or Ubisoft doing their own game, PC Game Pass kind of scenario now. Stadia is not PC, by the way. Stadia is
that's Chromecast,
console.
Right?
That's the interesting thing about that.
All those different platforms on PC are annoying.
Yeah.
But I think Xbox is making good play, and it gives me a reason not really even to have to get an Xbox the next life,
Right.
potentially, because everything they have is going to be on the PC.
You
At least that's what it looks like.
Look, there was Dennis Dyack, Silicon Knights fame. He is the now defunct Silicon Knights. I believe they are no longer in existence. But Dennis Dyack made a prediction. God, I want to say it was like 10 years back. And this is when Too Human was coming out onto the Xbox. And he talked about a one console future. And everybody freaked out about it. And everybody's like, oh, he's full of crap. There's no way. And basically what he was saying is, it's not that there's just going to be one machine that everybody buys, but that basically games are going to be developed in a way that they can run on kind of everything. So everything's going to be the same. And we're seeing that now. We're seeing PlayStation and Xbox and PC are the closest they've ever been to, together. Yep. They are virtually running the same games now. Stadia is going to be doing the same thing. They're taking a console approach, but I mean, at the end of the day, you've got these platforms that are in a sense kind of, they're the same. They're just offering different services on the back end to get you to play them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Stadia goes. So, because I'm quite interested in that. So,
yeah. Have you got the founders back, Robin?
Yep.
Oh, I love you. I love you,
sir. You are the problem. No, that is great.
Good for you. I'm too chicken to do it right now.
In Midnight Blue. So it's coming my way, and it's due to land with me here in November. So goodness, gotta try these things out, even if it's just for the podcast or if it's to sit on my shelf in a few years' time. Again, if I can use it with my limited connection, that's not to say no, it's not going to happen. In November, I still will have a limited connection. But if I can use it with my 4G connection, is how I get my internet, not over a hard wire. Pretty much means anybody will be able to use it. So it's an experiment. Let's see. So it comes with me. It's November. Allegedly, it's coming. I'm just looking at it here. It's coming from Dublin. It's being distributed.
Oh, interesting.
Google Commerce from Gordon House in Barrow Street in Dublin 4. And November, and it comes, I think, with 3 months of the subscription service, I think. So
right, and then you get a Buddy Pass, supposedly. But I thought I heard a rumor that the Buddy Pass was not going to be available right away. So
let's take, for example, EGX, right? So all I have to do is bring my controller,
right,
and that's it.
Actually, technically, you don't even need your controller, Robin. All you need to do is have a Chrome browser. You can use a PC controller, an Xbox controller.
Yeah, with a cable or whatever it is. But in this case, I'm going to have a controller, just like now I love my little steel controller for my iPad and stuff like that there. So literally, instead of thinking about, well, goodness, do we need to get a couple of consoles apart from switches organized for this house? Well, really, all I need to do is log into a Chrome browser in that house on someone's laptop or on a TV or whatever it may be, and away we go. So that's what I love about the idea of OnLive or Stadia, which is new OnLive. So yeah, that's cool.
No, that is cool.
So yes, I have one coming.
He's got Stadia and he's got a tractor shirt.
Yeah, I got it all, baby.
Not forget an Ouya.
And an Ouya.
All right. Where are we at? We talked about what we've been playing. We talked a little bit about this rumor stuff. We can move past that. By the way, if you're in the chat and you have a question, feel free, ask away. This is a light show today, so we want to entertain as much as possible. We've got Gary here for the one time he's available for the year. So by all means, ask any questions with the exception of football-related Bronco questions. Those are not allowed.
Always welcome.
No, they're not. They're not welcome at all. Let's talk about the new release calendar, which I will look at right now because we did not update that for the record. That was Kim's job. Kim's one job. Kim Wood's one job. And she didn't even do that.
Fail.
Total fail. Total. That's okay. I've got it up. I'm going to tell you right now. Here's what you get to play in the coming weeks. It's a massive, massive list of games. Samurai Showdown, June 27th. So that's going to come out to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Stadia, supposedly. Not really, because Stadia is not out yet. And PC. And then I think eventually that will come to Stadia, for the record. You've got
funny. Is that what you were being funny? Is that what it was?
Well, no, it's listed. It's literally listed here for Stadia.
Oh, wow.
Samurai Showdown for Stadia, but Stadia's not out yet, so it can't be. The Sinking City, by the way, you can blame Game Informer. That's where we're getting our games list from. The Sinking City comes out June 27th as well for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And then supposedly June 28th, you're going to get F1 2019. Robin, you have to be super excited for that.
Oh, that is really good, actually.
Xbox One, PC, yeah. And Super Mario Maker 2 out on the Switch, supposedly June 28th.
Okay. I bought the first one. And you know what? I love it. And there was the thing on the PS4 recently, Dreams, where you game making thing.
Right.
And I love the idea of it, but I don't have the time or the patience or the inclination to go and make something myself. And I had Mario Maker on the Wii U, and it was great playing other people's stuff. And I think it's like, well, Little Big Planet was the same thing. It was interesting going in and seeing what other people had made. But really, and it's a very fantastic piece of software, Mario Maker, and people can make some fantastic things in it, but yeah, not for me.
All right. We have a question from the chat.
Oh, several.
Jason tossed out the question, name a game you'd watch if it were an esport.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Now, can't be currently an esport game. So it has to be something that's not an esport now, but it could be an esport. What would you watch, legitimately watch, if it turned into an esport?
See, the problem with that question is it has to be something competitive. It has to be, your PUBG. It has to be Rocket League and all those things. It has to be interesting to watch, or else you're just watching gameplay. I don't know. I don't know. It's not came out yet, Jason, because I think all of the big things, you're like those things and PUBGs and Halo esports and Gears and all of that stuff, they're there. It would have to be something really new and interactive, or that you could affect people's lives behind it. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure, Jason. I'm sorry, not being awkward, but if it's not an esport right now, I'll watch it as gameplay. I love the stuff that it's not eSplay. I love the speedrun stuff. I love watching that. Fraser started me watching on that. It's amazing watching some of that. But I'm not 100%.
So along those lines,
you are right, Jason. Actually, I do not watch esports. So that being said, it makes it really hard for me to pick one that I would watch because I don't even watch the ones that are on.
Yeah, no, but I could see something like competitive speedrunning. Again, I think that could be kind of cool to watch, and you take some games that have a linear path. So maybe Splinter Cell speedruns competitive. How fast you do it.
Tell you what I've started to catch myself watching is cycling. I know this is really weird. So there's a new whole esport thing has been set up now for it's like a cycling race, like road racing cycling, and the people are on a computer screen. So, and you're on a bike, a proper bike on a roller in your house, and these are really top athletes, and they're racing in a cycle race, an e-cycle race. So right. on the screen in front of them is their little bike, and they can lean and they can fall off and they overtake people. But that other person is in the other part of the world, but they are still doing the physical thing, and they can still draft behind people, but it's animated draft. So I think that's kind of cool. That's interesting, because that's sort of that's the real world interacting with the e world, if you want to, and I think that's an interesting twist on it. So I don't know what other things you could apply that to. Like,
No, here you go, Robin. So, what about boxing? VR, but you have to set it up in a way that people can't just do the flail technique. Right?
your wife hits you with a saucepan every time you take a punch.
Yeah, no. So think Fight Night, but in a VR setting. So
Okay.
you are having to throw the punches. You are, but again, you can't just go in there. You see sometimes people like they game the game. They're just like flailing their arms super fast, and they kind of get that win. But if you set it up properly, you could get them to kind of force them to have a proper boxing technique. I think that could be fun to watch.
Okay. He also asked another question there about what game are we looking forward to? So
Both looking forward to. Yeah.
Upcoming game.
Upcoming game. So put the cap this year. Coming out this year, what are you most looking forward to?
oh no, see that's no good.
Why is that not good?
Okay, well Gears then. Gears for me. I'm looking forward to Gears. Yes, I'm looking forward to a bit of Gears. Yeah, I like to go back into Gears world.
I'm excited for Gears, but that's actually, I think, believe it or not, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I am really excited about that. I love the survival aspect that they've added to that game. I'm hoping, obviously, it plays the way they have described it, where you get wounded, it will affect you. You have to heal yourself. You have to eat. You can't just run amok, so to speak. But something tells me I will be disappointed by that mechanic.
Because that'll be annoying. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Struggle. I mean, The Last of Us 2 is really the one I wanted, and I'm not getting that.
No, you.
I want Red Dead Redemption 2, although that's not new. It's not out on PC yet, and I don't know if I'm getting that. So I can't really think of anything right now.
If there was a
Terrible,
game,
right?
If there was a game that was coming out this year,
Isn't Death Stranding coming out this year? Yeah.
I believe it
would be day. If there was a game that was coming out this year that we didn't know about, and I know Jason, you will like this, but if Mass Effect 5 was coming out, I would be very, very excited. I want another Mass Effect game. I don't want that to be gone. Please make another Mass Effect game as good as the last ones, and better. Yeah. Please.
Betterer.
So there you go.
All right. Well, I think we can tidy things up a little bit and get into some of these challenges.
Yeah, go for it. Go.
Yeah, so Trials Rising Challenge number 15 took place this past week. We had a bunch of people throwing into that. So basically, if you have Trials Rising, by all means, reach out to Mark Wright at Marcanix. He is the Trials Rising commissioner, if you will. We have a WhatsApp group we can add you to into it, and you can chat amongst other people that take part in that challenge and others, mind you. But so the track this week was Flying Finn, and the times are as follows. In 10th place, it was our very own gamer girl, Kim Woods, with 59.864. Then Chubster, 99.999, came in at 57.94. Scott Stubbe, 56.845. Luis Ramon, Play-In Skills, came in at 55.314. Some very cool gentlemen. Murphy's Law came in at 54.035. Probably would have had a better time if he had ever gotten back to the game, but he didn't. So that opened the door.
Hold on. Wait. 5 and 4 are mixed up. Whoever did the numbers did them wrong.
5 and 4 are mixed up.
938 and 871.
Yes. All right. So basically, I opened the door for two schmucks to beat me. The first schmuck being the very own Mr. Real Foe, who came in 5th with 53.938. And then the stabbing of the heart. This is the one that hurts the most. Is that Peachin came in 4th, 58.771. I think that's the highest he's ever finished.
Wow.
So congratulations to you, Pete.
Fourth place. Way to go, Pete.
Yeah. Martin C, 1984, returning back to form, came in with a 52.922. An excellent time, but not good enough to take the top 2 spots. Womble MK3, 48.807 seconds, and he was bested by over a full second by Snugan.
These guys are unbelievable.
I can't imagine taking 6 seconds off of my time.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. 47.727 seconds. Snugans takes the win.
And
for
well done.
15.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. Nick, I sent a message to Nick the other day and say, yeah, I'll get you your tenner. So I haven't done it yet, but I'll pick it up this week and send you the code for that, Nick. So for doing
the
blindfolded. Yes.
Yes. All right. So challenge number 16 up next will be on Nyet Problem using the Rhino bike. So Net, Nyet Problem. So look for that track and then roll out your best time. You can use the Rhino. Of course, you can still use the Squid if you so choose. But Rhino is the top bike for that track. And that moves us over to Resogun. So Resogun, we started a weekly challenge for the game Resogun. So if you have this on PlayStation 4, get on it. Again, reach out to Mark Wright, Marcanix, and post up into the Facebook group. You can also post up into the WhatsApp chat. But basically, thanks to Sarah, RCGC, we are continuing on our Resogun challenges. So
there's quite a difference between first place and seventh place here, Greg. just a tad there.
Oh, there is. So seventh place, Corzen 06 came in with 18,870 points. Sixth place. That was really hard for me to say for some reason. Sarah RCGC came in with 37,230. Sarah, you got to be careful what you wish for. You wanted the challenge, and the chains have been broken, apparently, and unleashed. The door's wide open. Fifth place, Gunslinger X 1983 came in with 51,120 points, only to be bested by John Wilson, who came in with 158,100 points. And then some a-hole named Gary D. Shea came in with 186,310 points, and you'd think that might be enough to win, but oh no, that was only third place. Then came in with 394,300 points, and you would think that would be enough to win, but not even close. I mean, not even close by a country mile. First place, taking it all, Tuscan 77, 3,349,620 points. That is ridiculous. That is fantastic. Well done, Tuscan 77.
Very good.
That is incredible.
Yeah, challenge number 234 starts tonight at 1 a.m. UK time. Yeah, there you go. Gary, talk about the golf club?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to make a quick change here. So we got the Golf Club 2 challenge. I thought 2019 was the free one, which I did check.
Let's hold off. Is it? Or is it not? Is it the free one, Gary?
I will have to look, right? That was because it's not free anymore.
Okay. So we're going to do a Golf Club challenge, whether it be on Golf Club 2 or Golf Club 2019. What I think we can pull off, Gary, and this is the magic of having games that share the same golf courses, is we can actually open the challenge up to both versions.
Well, I have Golf Club 2 as well, so I can throw that up on the PC. It basically would just take us out of some of the newer courses that use different graphics. So I will double check that, and if that's the case, I will get that up on the Golf Club 2, and I'll redo our schedule because that might be why you couldn't find some course.
I think it might.
Second one. It's probably only available in the newer game. So,
all right. Well, either way, we have set up a new challenge using the Golf Club. Golf Club 2, go look for OC Podcast Challenge Club on the Xbox. For Golf Club 2019, currently, you can find the OC Podcast Club there for PC. The first course challenge has already been set up, and basically it's the first event. It's going to run from June 23rd to June 28th. It's one round on the course, the Denali Club, Fairbanks, Alaska. So
It's a beautiful course. I've actually played that one on the game, of course.
I was going to say real life. Huh? All right.
It'd be cool.
Robin,
I can't wait till the Royal Portrush stuff comes up there as well. That'll be interesting because the Royal Portrush is going to be a course in some of these now. So that'll be nice to have one just up the road from here. So, okay, victory achieved. Let's do victory achieved. Victory achieved. Victory achieved. Okay, so what victory achieved is, and you all know this anyway, but if you don't, it's a way to get money. And actually, we're about to do the draw next week. So, what it is, we encourage you to finish your games until the story is complete and the credits come up. And all you have to do is just take a photograph of yourself with the credits in the background, and you send that off to @OC_podcast with the hashtag victory achieved. As I say, this is ran from the 1st of April to the end of June, and you can win $20 or £15 like Sarah did last time round. And you could be a winner next weekend for one game, just one game. And people that completed games done that this week were Colin Allcars. He finished Spider-Man. CB Ming J, he finished Mass Effect 1. Good lad, stuck through it at the beginning, and then it gets really, really good. Teflon has been on it this week. Jason, who's in the chat, woof. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, finished, complete. Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate. Abzu. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, and I believe the new one is coming out soon. So, and Xenoblade. Oh, sorry, that was him. Yeah, he's done all those. So that's like, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Jason. And Caliburn M has finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, well done to all of you for doing that. I'm having great fun with your Twitter pics at the moment. Editing them and adding chickens to them. And there's almost a little story of the chickens. I think the chicken in one of the pictures this week got married to a penguin. So yeah, I'm having great fun with that. So finish your games, win money. It's absolutely fantastic. And for doing that, you also get this.
You all have a victories achieved. Victories achieved. You have one. A victories achieved.
Indeed, you do. People.
Potato.
Oh, no. That wasn't me.
I know.
All right.
Let us get us to the finish line here. Thank you again if you have been in the chats and you've been listening in live. We really do appreciate everybody that has come in and said hello and just quietly listen to the background. We had Angel of Flight. We have another TV viewer. We've got Commander Root, always Commander Root, you know. Electric. Wow, this is electric. That was tough for me to say. We have Lurks, RCGC, Slow Cool, Teflon 12, Taid, not sure, and some jerk, the real defoe. I'm just saying. We got to boot that guy. Anyway, thank you everybody that was in there chatting away in the chat, taking part live. We do really appreciate it. Of course, you can always rewatch our Twitch and Mixer streams, even when we get onto YouTube. You can always watch those again. Or if you are, again, out and about, maybe you're doing a job. Maybe you are putting in air conditioning units for somebody in need, like myself, and listening to podcasts as you do your work. Download the podcast. Find it on your favorite podcast app and download it there. Let's see. Just a reminder, we are on every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on Easter Island. And we never, ever, ever want to forget our friends down in Australia. Good day, mate. 7 a.m. your time. Tune in. You can tune in live. I'm not going to talk about all the clubs we have because, look, you know the podcast name, OC Podcast. Go find, we've got clubs everywhere. If you need people to play with on the Xbox, on the PlayStation, on PC, we might even have something going on Switch now because apparently people are buying Switches for random reasons, Phil. Yeah, so you know, look out for us. Keep an eye out for us. Join up, have some fun, play with people that are cool, fun, and slightly older. We're a good old bunch. And this thing, we want you to listen to this.
You like us. We like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Like this! I'm ready to blow! Boom, boom!
That wasn't me.
It's always fun when Robin has no idea where the sound effects are coming from. All right, let's do some shout outs. Let's wrap this up. Gary, let's start with you. Gary, you're muted for the record.
Oh, I tried to press the button. Thank you for having me on. I'm a rookie. I've never done this before. No, seriously. Thanks, you guys. And Pete, welcome to the show. It's nice to have you here. I'll toss it over to Bongo.
Yeah, Gary, lovely to have you back on the show. It's like the first time again. It's like you regained your virginity and we've popped it once again. I'm sorry
I'm on here about as much as I have sex. So
no, yeah,
not all.
That's more than me. And you're a wonderful wife, Gary. We want to say we appreciate your wife letting you podcast. So we appreciate her. Yes, we really do. Greg, I meant to say earlier on, Cindy, fantastic. Both of you, I love the way you make the effort to make the time for each other. And I know that sounds that's odd, maybe, but it's a relationship thing. Is you have to make that effort, and it's great that you do that. And you're disciplined enough to do that because there's not. I know Judith and I are guilty of not carving out as much time. Again, it's the first time we got away in January in 12 years. So by ourselves. So yeah, it's really, really good that you do that, and fantastic to Cindy and you for making that special time. Anyway, thanks everybody. That was a bit maudlin. Thanks everybody for listening. Catch us next week, and yeah, thanks Greg. Take us home.
Yeah, no. Thank you, Robin, for that. That was very kind. Thank you to both you and Gary for making the show. Always fun chatting with you guys. Don't do it often enough, Gary. I'm just saying.
Hey, summer's here.
I know. We'll get you back on eventually. Next year, January, maybe. Shout out to everybody in the chat again. Thank you again. Honestly, as much as we love to hear ourselves talk, we really do like to do this with the community, be part of something bigger than just ourselves. So we do really appreciate everybody who listens and downloads the podcast. Even if you don't actually participate in the chats, we do appreciate you just being there. I want a special shout out to Jay. Jay is in the hospital right now, dealing with some stuff. It sounds like it's getting better. It's all in the up and up now, so that's good. Get well soon, Jay. And let me just reiterate, Jay, there are easier ways to get attention. I'm just saying. All right. With that said, let's play some music. Let's get out of here. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.